My delusional GF mocked, "I'd rather stay single forever than marry a guy in work boots." I calmly replied, "Then stay single." 2 months later, she was jobless, humiliated, couch surfing and begging for a second chance. I met Jessica at a coffee shop downtown. She worked in marketing, always dressed in designer clothes, and drove a brand new car her parents bought her. I'm an electrician. I make good money, own my house. For the first 6 months, Jessica seemed fine with my job. She'd even bragged to her friends about how handy I was, fixed her kitchen sink, installed new outlets in her apartment, built her a bookshelf from scratch. But then she started making little comments. Stuff like, "When are you gonna get a real office job? Or don't you want to wear a suit to work like a professional?" I'd laugh it off because I loved my job and made twice what most of her office friends made. One Saturday, I picked Jessica up for dinner straight from a job site. I was wearing my work jeans and steel-toe boots because I hadn't had time to go home and change. She got in the car, looked at my outfit, and literally wrinkled her nose. "You're wearing that to the restaurant?" I told her it was just a casual place, no big deal. She spent the entire drive complaining about how embarrassing it was to be seen with a guy in dirty work clothes. At dinner, her college friend Amy showed up with her boyfriend who worked in finance. Suit and tie, fancy watch, the whole thing. Jessica kept comparing us the entire meal. Amy's boyfriend talks about his business trips to New York. "What do you talk about? Electrical panels." I stayed quiet, finished my food, and paid the bill. But it got worse. 2 weeks later, Jessica's parents came to visit. Her dad asked what I did for a living. Before I could answer, Jessica jumped in. "Oh, he's in the trades. Nothing serious." Her mom actually nodded like that made sense, then changed the subject. I felt about 2 inches tall. That night, I confronted Jessica about it. She said she wasn't trying to be rude, but her friends were all dating lawyers and bankers and tech guys. She said it was hard explaining to people why she was with someone who worked with his hands. I asked her what was wrong with working with my hands. She sighed like I was missing the point. "It's just not the lifestyle I imagined, you know? I want someone who can take me to company events and cocktail parties, not someone who shows up covered in drywall dust." I told her I made $70,000 a year, owned my own house at 26, and had zero debt. Her fancy office friends were all broke and living with roommates. She rolled her eyes. "Money isn't everything. It's about status and respect." That's when I knew we were done. But the final straw came 3 weeks later. Jessica's company was having this big networking event. She asked me to come, but insisted I wear a suit, and if anyone asked, just say I worked in construction management, not as an electrician. I asked her why I needed to lie. She got defensive. "Because I'd rather stay single forever than marry a guy in work boots who everyone thinks is beneath me." I stared at her for a solid 10 seconds. Then I said the calmest thing I've ever said. "Then stay single." Walked out of her apartment and blocked her number. My buddies thought I was crazy for dumping a girl that pretty over some comments, but I knew my worth. Fast forward 6 weeks. I'm at the hardware store buying supplies when I run into Amy, Jessica's friend from dinner. She looked uncomfortable when she saw me. Amy mentioned that Jessica got fired from her marketing job for messing up a major client presentation. Apparently, she'd been so focused on her social life that her work performance tanked. Without her job, Jessica couldn't afford her fancy apartment anymore. Had to move back with her parents at 25. Another month goes by. I'm doing electrical work at a law office downtown when I hear someone say my name. It's Jessica. She's walking out of an interview, looking exhausted. Her designer clothes are gone, replaced with something from a regular store. She sees me, and her face goes bright red. I nodded and kept working. That night, she texted me from a new number. Long paragraph about how sorry she was, how she realized she'd been shallow and stupid, how she missed me and wanted another chance. Said she'd been applying to jobs for 2 months with no luck, and was staying on her friend's couch because her parents were tired of supporting her. She even said she'd be fine with me staying an electrician if I'd just take her back. I read the message twice. Then I wrote back one sentence. "You said you'd rather stay single forever. I'm just helping you keep that promise." She called me 17 times that night. I didn't answer once. 3 weeks later, I heard through Amy that Jessica finally got a job. Receptionist position, making $30,000 a year. No more designer clothes or fancy car. Just work boots of her own in a different way. As for me, I'm still an electrician, still making good money, and I just started dating a nurse named Kelly who thinks it's hot that I can fix anything. She brags about me to her friends.